Here in Nigeria, the Kogi State chapter of Social Democratic Party has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to intervene to stop what it calls the deadly cycle of violence which continues to define the path for the November 11th governorship election in the state. SDP is blaming the unfolding scenario directly and indirectly on unguarded utterances and incitement to violence being promoted without any sense of caution by Governor Yahaya Bello and his supporters in the All Progressives Congress. Davies Ijele is a former senatorial candidate of the National Rescue Movement and currently director of new media for the Kogi State SDP governorship candidate, Muritala Ajaka, and he joins us now. Good to have you on Newsday. All right, if you're listening, what do you make of the current narratives in Kogi State regarding state of, volatility, as it were, between political groups?
Good afternoon. The situation in Kogi State is beyond human explanation. We have a situation where our people can no longer sleep with their two eyes closed as a result of gunshot and attacks from the APC supporters against the SDP supporters in Kogi State, especially Kogi East, specifically some of the red zone, which is Ayangba, Kogi's, Dekina local government, Ofu local government, Angpa local government, and Lokoja Central. It is becoming unbearable situation to our people, and all these intimidations and attack is to scare our people from supporting our candidate, the person of Muritala Ajaka. For goodness sake, there is freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of peaceful assembly in Nigeria. And if the incumbent governor have performed very well, I don't think he will go this extra mile and causing all this chaos in the state. As I speak to you, about 4 of our members, of our world leaders, local government chairmen, are badly injured. They escaped only by divine mercy in their own house. This is uncalled for. Kogi State is not the only state in this coming November election, in the off-cycle election. But why is it that we have not even gone, not even 2 weeks to election, about 40-something days to election, but as I speak to you, violence everywhere already. So how much more 2 days, 3 days to election? And that is why we are crying out to Mr. President, the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the National Security Advisor to come to our aid. Because we can no longer bear this attitude of Governor Yahaya Bello and his followers. He must call his followers to order. We must call the local government chairman in all the local government in Kogi State to order to tame their followers, tame their supporters, against the SDP especially. We don't have issue with anybody. We are peaceful citizens that are going about our normal campaign and talking to people, wooing the people, not with any violence. But I wonder how they devise the means of a hit and run against our supporters, attacking them in the middle of the night, even some to the extent of beating up their wife and children right in their own house. Some cases, they will loot their property before setting it ablaze. We are calling on Mr. President, the Inspector General of Police, the international communities, non-governmental organizations that are interested in peaceful coexistence of Nigeria to please come to our aid in Kogi State. We have suffered enough in the hand of Governor Yahaya Bello-led administration for the past 7 to 8 years.
Well, we certainly hear you.
For crying out loud, the few months he has.
If I may, but there was a statement issued by the spokesman of the Campaign Council for APC, that's Kingsley Fanwo, and he denies that the APC has sponsored any attack against SDP supporters in the state. And he simply says, and I quote, that your party is a nest of funny birds that cry from the pain of their losses rather than the actions of anyone. So what proof do you have that these attacks are actually being orchestrated by the APC?
You see, Cynthia, we know them. We know their act. They live with us. These are not strangers. If my neighbor attacked me because I am in the opposition, I should know who attacked me. If I am being insulted by somebody that I know, I don't need to ask you who is that person because I know him or her. The issue is we have people who are going up and down in a broad daylight with gun, with ammunition in Kogi East. And you going to the house of our members, our chairman of the Kina local government SDP was attacked. This can never be anybody. It can never be somebody from Zamfara State or from Kaduna State or Lagos State. They are the APC. They are the government in power. And they are the one doing all these things. They know it. So they should stop denying the fact. These are facts on ground. These are the truth of things on ground. The inspector, the DPO of Ayengba police station is aware of all these things. So they cannot tell us that it is not an APC-sponsored attack. They are all APC-sponsored attack. For goodness sake, who are the opposition? The viable opposition party in Kogi State today is the SDP, the person of Muritala Yakubu Ajaka. So the spokesperson, they are always denying for the fact that they are in government. If we are the one in government, I can assure you that my principal is a man of peace. Muritala Ajaka is a man of peace and we will never condone such attitude of what the APC supporters are doing. If they claim that it is not APC, they are not the ones sponsoring them, then they should call them to order. They should put measures in place. Governor Yahaya Bello is in charge of Kogi State, is in charge of the security apparatus in Kogi State. There are many local governments today that are still under the siege of bandit. There are so many, and the places that are not even under the siege of bandit are now being controlled by political talks of the APC. So these are not an allegation. These are practical. These are proof. They are right here on my phone. I can show them to you one by one. You can play them one by one. And you have some of it sent to your agent. We had a press briefing in a local just some few days, 2 days ago. And we gave them proof of what have been happening. So this is not just an allegation. These are practicals. I myself that I'm talking to you, I was in Ayangba 3 days ago. My dear, I couldn't sleep till daybreak as a result of gunshot. What are we talking about? Who are the people behind all this chaos? They are the APC talks. They are not SDP talks. SDP, we don't have talks. We have massive that are following us, that believe in my principle, the person of Muritala Yakubu Ajaka. And by the grace of God, all the intimidation attacks on our supporter is to scare them, but we are not deterred. We can never be afraid. They call themselves white lion, and they call us antelope. Why are they afraid? They should leave us peacefully to the poll and see who will come out victorious. By the grace of God, Yahaya Bello is afraid of the product he brought. He brought unsellable product. Instead to force the product to be sold in the market, he concentrating on attacking the opposition. For crying out loud, what is his problem with my principal? What is his problem with the opposition party? Why are all these attacks happening in Kogi State, not in Bayelsa, not in Imo State, not in other states? Why in Kogi State? You see, the problem of Kogi State is beyond human comprehension. It's beyond our imagination.
All right,
and maybe,
Isaiah, if I may come in, please. You've said a lot, and you know, it's one thing to say something, but yes, you also said something about proof and all that. But what would it take to uphold the integrity of the polls in November? It's a very crucial elections. You know, what are your thoughts on this? Can you prefer solutions?
The solution is very simple. That's why we are here, for the president to make sure that we have adequate security. Sir, if we have adequate security in Kogi State, this election before 12 noon, 11/11, Muritala Yakubu Ajaka will be declared as the winner of election. As simple as ABCD. In a peaceful election, transparent election, the candidate of Bello cannot even come third or fourth. He has a candidate that he cannot sell even to his own people. So we are talking about a viable candidate that is doing very well. That is all about him anywhere you go on the street of Kogi State. And that is his fear. So we are calling on the federal government. We are calling on the Inspector General of Police, the NSA, and all the civil organization and non-governmental organization, international communities to please come to our aid in Kogi State. Election is not war. Election is not do or die affair. Election is about your vision, about your manifesto, about what you have to offer to the people. Sell yourself constructively, and then people will buy into your idea. If people are not buying into it, now let me tell you something. Yahaya Bello is afraid because of his own inadequacy of governance. Palliative that other states are sharing with 30,000 a bag of rice. Kogi State is sharing just a mudu, some places a mudu, and then what they call mudu of rice, and then a milk cup of rice to people with 500 naira, and they will also collect your PVC.
Thank you so much for your recommendations and your time, Mr. Isaiah Davies Ijele, Director, New Media for SDP, governorship candidate in Kogi State. We appreciate your insight here on Newsday and we wish you well.